They say that, many are called, but few answer. Most people, many are called, but few answer. Not as many people as you think. It's like, guys, I started posting online out of Sierra Vista, Fort Huachuca, okay, outside of Fort Huachuca. In June 2009, we had the videos, I have no discipline. You'll kill people for money and I won't. I have no discipline. Right? That was 2009. It's just 2026. Many are called and few answer. And some say it's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing? And the Messiah is not held accountable to the opinions of the people that will not stand up for the Lord's Prayer, that will not stand up for the commands, the perfect commands of the eternal perfect Father. He is not subject to their opinions, right? My life is based on facts. And it's very probable, okay, that I have the evidence to support all the things that I had to get through to prove the Messiah very beautiful and valid. And the military intel at Huachuca got rid of all the private evidence, all the surveillance evidence, from the Patriot Act, and others said things that, because he's a threat to national security because he made them their videos for Osama bin Laden and Mahmoud Ahmadinejad or whatever, said, hey, get a hold of me. What's going on? So all you Jurassic Parkers out there, take a picture of that dinosaur. So many are called and few answered. I totally get it. But when it comes when you get right down to it, okay, how many of you had billion-dollar corporation spyware perverts, spying in your house from the time you was a baby to see if you for real, and he'll have the pervert there. I mean, I get Richard Feynman better than you get Richard Feynman. Finish it, Flavisham! Have you watched The Big Bang Theory? I don't know about the guidance system. It's none of your business what we use it for. What if we use these devices to spy in America's top models' bathrooms? What if we use it to, they show you on The Big Bang Theory everything that the Feynmans of the worlds do. Okay? And they've been doing this for tens of thousands of years to deny us the perfection of the Messiah. Right? And you get guys that fill the arenas, so they get laid, paid, make all the money, and you clean their toilet. You make their meals. And you're the greatest. I hope my kid grows up to be the NBA all-star for 10 years too. Me? I was better than all of them, and I wouldn't hurt other kids for the coach to get a new job and a raise in pay, and was tortured by the coaches. But everybody in Las Cruces knows it. Back in the 1980s, okay, everybody knows, okay, that Earl dominated in practice used to beat the starters every day with the backups, and then thought, shit, I should be playing ahead of Medina and Ortiz. I should be the point guard on the varsity right now. And because I wouldn't do the things that were uncouth that Oliver demanded out of Treviso tortured me all practice and said I was a cocky bastard. And then when I tried to prove to him, that, and he abused my teammates for trying to get them to do things they couldn't physically do, that they couldn't do to stop me. Then he abused me more, and I tried to stop him from being belligerent and abusing my teammates, because I said, I don't want them to have unreasonable expectations and think, because we were doing a press. And he says, you're supposed to stop him there. And I wouldn't let him. And then I told him, I said, Adrian Branch and Carter and Howard Jackson ain't just going to let you herd them to the corner. They're going to go that way, this way, this way. If they can't stop me, but then I was better than Adrian Branch and Howard Jackson, But I got mad. I said, these are my teammates. I'm not going to take it easy on them. I'm going to make them do their job because they have to be able to do it against these kids from Alamogordo, these kids from El Paso. Okay? The other kids on the other team. You know? And if they can't do it, you're setting them up to fail. You need to find different ways for them to play defense. You know, I was pissed at him. He got mad at me, and that's when he brought the kids from the... Yeah, and the funny part was he brought those little assholes. The first time the kids stole it from me. After that, he had 3 guys guarding me with no one to pass to, and I almost got the ball past half court dribbling with 3 of them guarding me. And they were getting cocky and got up in my face. You think you good? Yeah. Why? Because if it was one-on-one, you, me, and I pressed you half court to get you the, you either wouldn't have got there or I'd be making a layup because I'd pick your ass, I'd pick your pocket so fast, you wouldn't know what fucking crossed your mind, boy. Yes, sir. Okay. Slicker than most. James, don't show me that ball. I'm going to steal it. Yes, ask James Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey's nephew. James, show me that ball. I'm going to steal it. Black Hill State. Go Yellow Jackets, right? But I didn't have nothing against James. I didn't think James was a bad kid. I liked James, and I thought Benita was a real cute little girl. You know, his sister. Yeah, I think she lived up to her name. She was que bonita. Yeah, she was cute. You know, so I didn't have nothing against James. Just because his dad was an ass doesn't mean James had to be, you know, because of what happened with Tara and the whole 9 yards. James probably made it a point not to make the same mistakes that his father made. You know, my dad always says you can learn from other people's, you know, his mistakes. If a wise man learns from other people's mistakes, so he don't have to, right? You know what I'm saying? So maybe James did. Maybe James got his degree. Maybe he's coaching basketball right now and doing his thing. Because many are called and few answer, right? Okay, he needs to stand up for that Lord's Prayer now. And if you can't do that, it doesn't matter if you impeach Kristi Noem. It doesn't matter. The government should be afraid of us. The government should be afraid of itself because it won't stand up for the Lord's Prayer. Right? I vote. I don't give a damn if you vote. I was born elect, the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. John Calvin's fucked up imagination ain't got nothing on me. Luther and Nietzsche ain't got nothing on me. Rules are set up so the mediocre can hold back the exceptional. No, rules are set up so the beautiful and the kind and the courageous can protect children from being assholes. Just have faith in the glory of God and give everything you think you have away and follow me. Follow me. People think I'm crazy, but they brains is lazy. All right, so you got to understand that, you know, so, Earl. Oh, man. There's a lot of bad people in the world. Most of them got lots of money and technology and no idea what's whacking what's up. No, Feynman worked on things that murdered people for rich people to maintain the status quo. Worked on science projects to give us mass communications to drop bombs and mass murder to maintain the status quo. To threaten to blow up other governments if they weren't the ones that got to manipulate everybody with money and manipulate everybody with ivory towers. Okay? I don't owe nobody an apology. Nobody. That other one where they said, well, you talked about that. Did their son stand up for the Lord's Prayer? Did their son take on Fort Huachuca and stand up all by himself to stop human trafficking in 2009 without fear? Okay? Well, if they think I offended on them, call me on my shit. Tell everybody what I said about their son on my YouTube so everybody will come and watch it. Say my name. People say he's crazy, but their brain is lazy. Right? You are what you do, and you're millions of years in the making. If Albert Einstein has anything important to say, right? If Jesus and Muhammad have anything important to say. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, right? We were born to be what we were born to be because the spirit that provides life to that temple chose to be what he is today a long time ago, right? In a galaxy far, far away. Use the Force, Luke. So, man, I'm tired. Okay, so, man. Y'all ain't gonna have no more comic book stores, man. You know what's one of the neat things about living the Lord's Prayer and being that whole Amish thing they have, being Amish is like, what are these people doing on TV being Amish and shit? Amish people are supposed to shun public attention because it makes a person feel they're greater than who they are. Okay. Like, there was a man named David, and all he wanted to do was just be a good shepherd, not be molested and abused and attempted murdered, and have the women in his tribe be sexually assaulted by perverts, and get them to have faith in Jehovah so they could be the focal point of Mahada. Yeah. People smile and tell me, she's got your eyes, she's got my nose, and I get high just watching them grow. Yeah. So, do you understand? Well, if there are only 30 people in your life, and you taught them to be the way Malachi taught his family to be, that's way better than being Adolf Hitler, Chiang Kai-shek, or any president of the United States. Anytime a president got up and did anything good, all the perverts that want to be famous got together to murder him because it would take the tension away from the murderers and put it back into family, right? How Haile Selassie of me, right? A religious man doesn't want a large following. He just wants people to understand righteousness and live it at home with the people they love, right? So I didn't want to do this. When they told me in Sierra Vista, I tried every way I could, Why can't Obama go and tell them, hey, here's what the Muslim and the Christian stuff is really about? Is my father-in-law, my stepfather taught it to me, right? All right, No. He sits there and gets in business with all these people that abuse all the people of Hawaii out of their home because they think the real estate is more prime than the real estate they was raised in, right? Earl, it's nuts, man. It's not real estate. It's the land where people love their families for generations. It's also the land where people get murdered, raped, killed. Okay. The real story of the mutiny on the Bounty, it's terrible. Okay. They had people that went from island to island and did what Goliath did with the Philistines. Put shark tooth on clubs and split people's heads open when they were just out fishing or trying to garden and plant crops with their beautiful wife, and the other guy wanted it. So Evil Eye and whatever came, I'm doing, keep your woman, right? Now I'm no longer welcome among the Cheyenne, the Chiste, right? They always make it sound like, we were all good and they were all bad. Caiaphas and Herod were Jesus' cousins. Judah and the rest of the boys took Joseph and threw him into a pit and then sold him to the Egyptians as a slave because they were jealous of him. Jesus yells at me all the time, the apples don't fall far from the tree, Earl. When people are jealous of the living word, they turn the gracious good shepherd into a comic book character in their head that's always better than the one you are today. Like Jesus, he's like, hey, if they can't handle the truth about themselves, they'll never be able to stop lying to themselves to make the truth of their lives not worthy of many are called, but few answer, right? Like, wow, Jesus don't play. You're too nice, Earl. He gets at me about that a lot. You're too nice. You wait around too long. You get, you know, some of these people think they're right about you, but you're not. You're just a kind person, and you've gone above and beyond the call of duty. And you have so much technology and mass communications and all these top scientists that can sit there and go, well, the actual physics equations of the actions of the brain with the synapses of the firing bosnates with the snot snates and the totates say you should probably do this because I'm a genius. No, give me my money and my award. Seriously? I don't know. I was watching, what's the name of that? Big Bang Theory? 2009. When the one girl, the skinny one, was living next door up there. And Callie shows up in that blue dress. And I'm like, damn. She looked good. She looks good. Yeah. And if you look at me in 2009 in that bathroom across from Fort Huachuca, don't tell me I couldn't have taken a girl like that home and she would have said, you are the most brave, courageous, beautiful, amazing man in the whole world. I never want to stop loving you till, you know, I want to hold on to you even when we're old and gray. You mean like James Garner and the lady in the Notebook, yeah? Okay, that sounds cool to me too. Okay, you're obnoxious. Yeah, I know. And so, but you guys have been so horrible to me, okay? And we don't even need the Epstein files. We don't even need the insider trading info. All we need is, we don't have Facebook anymore. Facebook couldn't handle the truth, and they sure couldn't handle the proof of the living Messiah. He disappeared. Hours and hours of video saying, hey, get your shit straight. Here's what's up. And no fear, you know. Being pragmatic, honest, truthful, kind, you know, these people trying to tempt him with this and that and that. I thought, you know, with the thing with the Obamas, you know, they probably eliminated most of my surveillance information during the Obama administration. That's why he thanked all the perverts that did what they did in my house. And then they brought Watson in and did all those things and stuff and tried to get me to go in a direction that will see the pervert, they'll all do. And you're just like, fuck, they're horrible. No, I don't feel bad about how I felt about when I saw Linda Dutch over. They knew she'd remind me of Miriam. She had similar hands and feet and legs and dark eyes. She had longer hair. And Miriam was a little bit more compact in the face and stuff like that. But she had a lot of things that reminded me of her. And I was just like, oh my gosh. You remind me so much of someone I knew, you know. Of course, you know, that was 2012 and not 1990. And Linda was probably about a couple of years younger than me. She's probably about 21 when I met Miriam. I was 23. And Miriam was 28, and I was 40. How old was I, man? 2012, y'all? Okay, was that 46? Was that 46 then? Probably. I think so. Okay, so a 21-year-old woman with a 46-year-old man who is way the fuck more gorgeous than Michael Douglas, yeah. Girl. I'm sorry, what were we talking about there? Like that guy at Las Cruces Biologicals to me, he said, Earl, you want to meet Denzel Washington, Edward Norton? They pay you in a movie and they suck at it, right? You will stand up to drug dealers when you're 17 without fear to stop them from physically trying to assault everybody in the grocery store. You didn't call the cops. You just told them, hey, here's the situation. And then he was getting all fronting on you. So that's it. You know, we about ready to throw down. And that guy was scared. He didn't want nothing to do with you. He looked just like the dude from Every Which Way But Loose that fought Clint Eastwood in the bare knuckle fight in Jackson Hole. And he didn't want nothing to do with Cruz. Cruz was I'm about ready to fuck you up. Swing on me. You heard I ain't dope. You heard I can't flow. Run up on me, though. Run up on me. I wasn't going to stand still and let him hit me. I was going to take his big, dumb, stumbling, I can fight and beat people up ass and bounce it as hard as I could off of any structure in that building to make sure that man didn't get up and try to sodomize anybody with a pipe like he talked about. I was going to more than knock him the fuck out because he was vicious. And my parents were good parents and kept me away from people like that my whole life. And when I encountered him, I was like, this motherfucker for real? I thought these guys were only on fucking TV. So I didn't know they made assholes like this. I thought this was, John Wesley Hardin once so mean he once shot a man for snoring too loud. I was like, motherfucker, he for real. I wasn't scared at all. No. No, I was agitated right to begin with. I wasn't afraid at all. He was doing what he was doing, and I assessed the situation and explained it to him. And then when he accused me of being homosexual and being the boyfriend of Rodney, I sat there and I said, no, methinks thou dost protest too much. You trying to get locked back up. I think you'd want to have sex with guys like Rodney more than you want to have sex with your girlfriend who you're trying to get fired. And then he went, so what you going to do about it? I'm from New Mexico. We don't roll like you do. We tell it like it is, man. We like Aaron Neville, bro. I was like, nah. I didn't realize it. I was so pissed. And I was so infuriated with the horrible behaviors and the way this man was acting that I just went straight for the jugular. I kicked his ass from here to eternity, and ain't nobody ever going to stop that or take it away. I'm like King David, bitch. I'm like Jesus with the Romans, bitch. I'm like Muhammad with the Meccans, bitch. I'm like Haile Selassie with the League of Nations and the mobsters and lobster sauce, bitch. Get your NASA out of my bedroom. Get your satellites out of my bathroom. Okay. I do what I gotta do to survive your hell. And I wouldn't be living in your hell. Okay? If you'd listened to the eternal spirit of Adam, Moses, Jesus, John, all those years ago. Okay? All the things that were uncomfortable, difficult, and not as fulfilling romantically, sexually, and emotionally in my life were because of you. Because of all the Feynmans and the Currys and her husband. And you people that get together and discuss our lives in committee because you are so brilliant and great and rule the whole world. You're pathetic. And all you people that kiss their ass to be famous because you got ego problems. Okay? Tell Coach Treviso and Coach Oliver, I ain't going to hurt somebody so you can make more money and feel influential and powerful manipulating people because you told them what to rooks to 5-7. You think this is wizard's chess, you stupid bitch. Fabulous beast and where to find them. In your mirror when you brush your teeth and you don't stand up for a Lord's Prayer. Okay, you fabulous beast. All right. Okay. Earl got work to do and I ain't got time to fuck around or wait. I got all the cutting done and all the raking done. Tomorrow I just got to get up and get the Chevy and load everything up with the pitchfork and put it in the back of the truck and haul off there. And then the other one, the wheelbarrow, going to take care of the stuff in the patio and the stuff that Dad raked up in the front yard. And so we got that. So it shouldn't take me too long, and then we'd be done there. And then maybe I'll get whatever I can get done on the horseshoe pit. I ain't really too fucking worried about it. Nobody even showing no signs of showing up and pitting in the shoes bits anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'll get them laid out and done as good as I can, but just it'll be good enough for government work, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody used them yet. Nobody used the cornhole, and ain't nobody used the kids, Gabe's kids that did use the pickleball course. And nobody really used the indoor basketball. I do. Been 2 years and I use the shit out that thing. Shit, yeah. I get most of my exercise in that barn shooting hoops while I listen to me cuss you out on YouTube. Yes, sir. Something I shouldn't have to do. I told the Corps of Army Engineers to have a basketball barn with regular side roof with regular season hoop in it ready and waiting for me in the Gila back in 2020. But no, join the Temples Illuminati. The people that killed my mother and sexually abused my wives and it affected my children. No, do as I say. Don't do as you do. Okay, I'm not a bitch. You are. I'm a man. They're acting like dogs, Parsons. You're a man. Teach them to be a man. Get her done? Got her dead. When? July the 19th, 1966. Pick up sticks. If you can read the book, you can believe in the living word. Okay? That's why I'm in the book and you're not. I'm the living word, and the people that wrote it down didn't understand it because nobody that was faithful, that gives us the Gospels and is the living word, talks to them because they don't listen. Right? Right. Okay. It's taken care of. Past, present, future operate at the same time, and this is not a script for Gene Roddenberry or George Lucas or a Josh Whedon movie. Or is it Michael Cohen or Josh Whedon? I don't know. A lot of them. They make a lot of movies and shit. Jerry Bruckheimer. There you go. All right, but y'all crazy, you know that. Okay, so, all right, y'all. I'm gonna sign out on this one. We'll see how long it takes, and maybe we'll make one more. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Probably not. I'll probably go do something. We'll talk tomorrow. All right. Peace out.